we're going to talk about this guy named Peter. What I want to do is kind of remind you of some stuff in the Bible, in the book of Acts, that Peter did. So Peter did what others did. He left his nets and he followed Christ. Peter did what others couldn't believe he did. He denied Christ, remember that? They couldn't believe that it would be Peter that would do that. And he walked out of prison. Remember, they were praying for him, and when he got to the door and said, "Hey, I'm free," they didn't believe that it was him. They thought it was a ghost. Couldn't believe that he walked out of prison. Peter did what others never dreamed of doing. He stood in the transfiguration. Nobody dreamed of seeing Elijah, Moses, and Jesus talking together. He walked on water. Who in the world dreams about or take the gospel to the Gentiles? Nobody was thinking about taking gospel to Gentiles. Peter did what others were afraid to do. He told a lame man to walk. And then remember, he tried to protect Jesus. Nobody else was protecting Jesus there in the garden with his little sword. Jesus performed his 37th miracle right there in the garden. He did what others would not do. He stood up and preached. And he admonished Jesus for washing his feet, and then said, "Well, then wash all of me." Nobody else said anything about that. And he did what others could not do. Anybody know what it is? He did something no one else could do. It wasn't walking on water. It was announcing that Jesus Christ was the Messiah, the Son of God. And Jesus said, "Oh, you didn't hear this from man. You heard it from God." God chose to tell Peter that little morsel of truth. So Peter kind of started with what Jesus said. "As long as it is day, you must do the work of him who sent me. Night is coming when no man can work." Let me tell you, folks, procrastination is a disease we have. Don't deceive yourself into saying, "Hey, I'm growing and learning." Do what it says. Faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. He's saying, you call yourself a Christian. Oh, okay. Well, what are you doing about that then? What are you doing that Jesus would do? What could you do that would be something others didn't want to do? What could you do that you already knew Jesus wants you to do? What could you do today that would improve your walk with Christ? So I have some suggestions to the question, what can I do? I can pray regularly with somebody, for something, for some place. I can give to a person or a project. I might not be able to get a lot, but $5 might encourage them, might be the very thing that will encourage them and help them. I can go and help in some way, maybe with somebody. I can see a need. Maybe you already have seen the need in your mind's eye, and respond or pray or help or do or tell or share or even just smile. I can do an act of kindness, maybe even on the sly. They wouldn't even know I did it. I can practice openly my faith. Do what I say I believe. If I do just a little bit more, it will make my life better. Practice my faith a little more overtly.